I guess we've started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Intro. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Hi.
This
Hello.
is totally filmed the day before it's released. These are not filmed ahead of time, and therefore we know that the last episode we did happened last week.
Did it?
Otherwise, how would I know that?
I don't know.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
Okay. I figure we're getting a lot of questions, and instead of doing so much long form stuff, I figure we could kind of get some of these questions answered and do little short snippets about topics.
I like
Sounds
it.
good.
Okay.
Picasso.
Well, the first one is the one we keep promising and the one people keep asking for is ingredients.
Ooh.
Oh, snap.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Oh, snap. And yeah, they definitely
Do not
do not have better ingredients.
We do not support them.
Yeah. It's like, what is your definition of better ingredients?
Yikes. Dog food versus puke.
Can we
Puke.
also just acknowledge the elephant in the room that is
Yes.
like
Hello?
Johnny's
Yeah. Hello?
Johnny's hair from Greece over here?
Stop. I love it. I
What-
love it.
So great.
What is
I love
what's
his
up
hair.
with
I love his eyes.
it? What is the
I
what
love
is
his
the
blue
thing?
shirt.
So sweet. What's happening with
Can
the
you
hair?
sing? Can you sing something John Travolta sang?
I'll sing it with you. I'll be Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah. What was something that John Travolta sang?
Go Grease lightning, something.
Yeah. Can I practice for next week?
Yeah. Next
Okay.
week, Johnny's debut performance.
You want me to
That's
dress
right.
up like Olivia Newton-John in Greece with the curly hair and the black outfit? I'll
yeah.
do it. Yeah.
We'll do a Grease themed episode next
like
week.
it.
Yeah.
Comment below.
Yeah, that's right. If that's what you want to see.
Honestly, how about this? We'll do a Grease themed episode if we get 100 comments on this video.
No, stop it. That's too much work. I'm not dressing up like that or
Wait,
doing my hair.
What's
No,
the
10.
What's the number? What's the number? No, we get 10 comments on every video.
How about this?
Oh,
When we
snap.
hit 200,000 subscribers, if it's soon,
This is very
it can't just be like over time. We have to go back and remake.
so
this.
many conditionals.
Okay.
We'll just move on.
It's like she doesn't have a definition of soon, so it's indefinite.
I have an idea. Let's
What?
talk about something.
Okay.
Let's talk about these drinks that I made. Okay, so this is how I made this today. I did sparkling water, a lemon juice, and green apple electrolytes.
Yep.
They taste like apple candy. They are freaking phenomenal. And I'm into this lately. The sparkling water with the lemon juice, I'm into it.
Yeah.
And the truth is, you could just put, one time I did just like a tiny little scoop, like 1/10 of a scoop of electrolytes. And it was so good. Like, you don't even need a whole scoop. Just like,
Yep.
And the electrolytes are awesome.
they are
They are
awesome.
They
awesome.
really are.
They are.
We make good electrolytes.
We do.
Yeah.
Like really stellar. We talk a lot
Jonathan
about
is like, and by we, I mean I.
By we, I mean, we did it together.
Well, I do want to talk about that. We always talk about, hey, you're doing keto. You have the headache. You have the blah. You have this.
Yeah.
Do the electrolytes without keto. You need, even when you're not doing keto, do the electrolytes. Not saying don't do keto. You should do keto. But I'm saying it's not a requisite of being on keto.
That
to have
is
these
true.
electrolytes.
That is true. And I feel like I don't talk about that enough. I do talk about the importance of electrolytes while on keto, but I don't feel like I talk about enough the importance of just having salt and potassium on a regular basis. I mean, there's other stuff in there too, but those are the main things that
Yeah.
it's like.
Potassium, calcium, magnesium. That's electrolytes basically.
Yeah, and
That's
when
right.
you see like symptoms of low salt and low potassium, pretty much everybody has those.
Everyone.
symptoms. We're
You're
all-
supposed to get 4,700 milligrams a day, which is like 12 bananas.
yeah, or I think 14.
12 to 14.
You
20.
can't do that.
Yeah, but that would spike your blood sugar too much, so
much.
then it would be counterproductive.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay,
point
anyways,
is,
back to ingredients. We
Electrolytes,
were supposed to be talking about ingredients. Okay,
Sorry.
so what exactly sort of have you been seeing? Because I try not to read my comments as much as possible due to mental health. But what have you sort of seen in regards to like what people want to know?
well, they say things like ingredients, please. Yes, do an episode about ingredients.
Got it.
Yes,
Snap.
ingredients are hard to find.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna lay that like super simple. So ingredients. Okay. So the safest way to know that your ingredients are okay is 1 ingredient foods. And when I say 1 ingredient foods, that means meat. Cheese. I guess cheese is not 1 ingredient. Usually in cheese, you're going to find the same 3 ingredients, which is going to be milk, enzymes that make the cheese, and salt. So once you start getting into all of these long words, especially when they put in parentheses what vitamin that is, a lot of the time it's synthetic vitamins. So having synthetic vitamins added to your food is not necessarily a good thing. I know people think, oh my gosh, it's so nutritious. It has vitamin C added.
Yeah.
But what's the source of that vitamin C? maybe that's a question that you might want to know.
That is a great question.
Okay, so a big example of that is almond milk. People are like, oh, how fancy. They add so much fake vitamins to my almond milk. How sweet.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Thanks, sweet. But it's not sweet because those vitamins are synthetic. And once you discover things like MTHFR, which is extremely common, and I'm not going to get into it, but basically it's a gene mutation that a lot of people, I think it's like 1 out of 2 people have this mutation. What you'll find is that you can't have synthetic vitamins like folic acid, which is the synthetic form of B9. If I have that right, which is folate. And people are always like, what's the difference between folic acid and folate? Well, folate is the naturally occurring form of B9 that can be used by the body. But somebody had a genius idea to make it synthetic, and that is folic acid.
Yep.
Folic acid. A lot of the times, your body just can't process it, especially if you have MTHFR. You don't have a way to process it, and it can just build up in the liver, which is super bad.
Well, last year, whenever we or a year and a half ago or whatever, when we were going to the doctor for Finny guy, they didn't know the difference between folic acid and folate, the doctors. So this is actually kind of like a not common thing, either taught in medical school or nutrition school or whatever, because these doctors were like, yeah, you need to take folic acid. Well, folic acid stays in your bloodstream. Like, it doesn't get processed.
If you have MTHFR, which they're saying minimally 1 out of 2 people do.
Yeah, and you have the
you can't convert it, so it just sits.
You have both genes, right?
I have 2 copies.
Yeah, and then I have 1, I think.
I think most people have at least 1 copy.
Yeah.
But they'll never test you for it unless you go pay cash at a functional medicine doctor. Yeah.
Yeah.
So where this sort of came about, where we started investigating ingredients, is I was being presented nutrition facts for our supplements, and they weren't adding up and they weren't making sense. And so I started having them dig into, what is this? How come these numbers aren't coming back? Why is there that many calories? Why are there that many carbs? And I kept getting answers that were kind of like, well, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't really like that as an answer. I want to know why this is coming back. Like, why are there 2 carbohydrates, blah, blah, blah. And so then we started learning that ingredients have ingredients. And that was sort of like, okay, this is what people don't know. And this is so sad, and they don't have to disclose it. But food companies don't have to tell you what the ingredients are of their ingredients. And it's extremely frustrating. And what it basically does is forces you as the consumer to add up the nutrition facts and find the discrepancies. And this is what you have to do. You sort of have to look and go, there's no sugar, there's no this, there's no that. Well, then why are there 14 carbohydrates? So then you have to dissect the ingredients and go, oh crap, that's coming from the blah, blah, blah. Now, here's where this gets crazy. I had an argument with this lady online recently. She is very respected in our community, in our keto community, and she's a big opinion leader. And she was preaching to everybody something on these nutrition facts. And I was like, okay, but I just want you to explain to me where those carbohydrates are coming from, because everything you're saying should tell me there's no maltodextrin in this product, but there's 2 carbs. What are the carbs in, right? Yeah. It was electrolytes. This was before we had our electrolytes.
Have carbs and electrolytes.
Okay, this is my question. So then she said it's coming from the citric acid.
Yeah.
I weigh out our ingredients. So we work with a chemist to develop all of our formulas, but I'm able to actually sit in on the mixing of all the formulas, right? If you took the amount of citric acid and weighed it out, it is scientifically impossible for it to come out to 2 carbohydrates. It is she goes, it's citric acid. Well, I said, okay, citric acid is one of the most sour powders that exist on planet Earth, right? So you have to use, so like for this, for instance, is 1 scoop of electrolytes with the citric acid. So the citric acid, it's like this. Like
tiny amounts.
Not even. Now tell me how that's 2 carbohydrates. It isn't, right? So that leaves you as a consumer, you have to learn that when you look and you see discrepancies, you know that there's something they're not telling you. There is ingredients in those ingredients. Now, recently we got into an argument with one of our suppliers that we were using, because we asked them to please disclose the discrepancies. And you know what they said to us? By law, we don't have to.
Yeah. I actually have the
That's
documentation.
super
letter.
messed up.
We don't have
Yeah.
to tell you. When you order, if you think you're ordering, I'm going to use an example, almond flour, right? And you're ordering almond flour from a supplier, and you go and you get your 50-gallon tank or whatever of almond flour.
Yeah.
And then you say, hey, can you please let me know what else is in this almond flour? We, by the FDA requirements, we do not have to tell you.
I don't have to tell you. Nah, 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 nah.
That was
The
basically what it
FDA
was.
protects us.
Yeah. No, they said the FDA only says that we have to give the total carbs, the sugar amount, and this. And, they said it like this. And I sat there looking at this letter being like, wait a second. Like my head hurt. I was like, this is weird. And then I realized, oh, they just gave me a middle finger. Like that's what they did.
Okay, so if you want to like take ingredients and make it super, super simple, like, okay, cool, Tiffany, how do I go shopping for food and know that my ingredients are keto friendly and all of that, right? Okay, so you're going to turn the packaging over and you're going to look at the ingredients and you're going to want to see all keto friendly ingredients. And I think this is where people normally go wrong is they fall for that little keto stamp on the front of the page. But then you look in the second ingredient and I can't even believe the most popular things. The second ingredient is sugar.
Yeah.
But sugar is not
Is
keto.
that just like, is it the Wild West? Anyone can throw a keto
Yeah.
sticker?
Keto.
sticker?
Basically,
Keto-
keto.
Anyone can throw a keto sticker.
Can you throw a cater sticker on
I'm
there?
playing
Well,
cater.
someone-
There's no regulations as far as I know. I think there's certain companies that can, they like, it's like, I know with the animal cruelty, you have to pay for the stamp from the company. So it could be different companies that will give you a keto certification. But yeah, no, it's total BS. And almost everything you're going to pick up. And I tell people this all the time, your processed keto snacks, if you see a keto stamp on the front, you can nearly expect, guaranteed it isn't keto. You'll see like all the way at the bottom, it will be like, allergens included, wheat. And you're like, what? How is this keto? It's not. And that's why I think so many people go wrong with the keto diet because they are falling for keto processed foods. And I know even too, I know somebody who's really struggling to stay on keto. She just can't. She keeps falling off and she doesn't know why. And one of the things she keeps doing is going and getting like keto cookies and keto snacks and keto this. And I said, it's crashing your blood sugar. It's making you hangry. It's keeping your food addiction alive. You have to cut these out, right?
So keto snacks is an oxymoron because
It is.
in keto, you're intermittent fasting. You're doing 1, 2, max 3 meals a day.
But you shouldn't be hungry for snacks if you're doing keto the right way. So yes, it's an oxymoron.
It is.
You know, it was really weird for me because I was starving. You guys remember I was telling you, I'm like, I've got to have, I get super hungry. I have a little block of cheese. I get a little hungry. I got a little block of cheese. But the second, and this is not an advert for your electrolytes, but the second I got on lemon and electrolytes, like the second I switched to OMAD. I was literally, you remember I was telling you, I saw the Dr. Berg thumbnail and video. I actually didn't even watch the video. I just saw the thumbnail. Like, don't intermittent fast without your lemons. And I was like, yep, sweet. That's what I'll do. Boom. Did it. Same day, first attempt, OMAD, not broken since.
Yeah, so no, that is a huge part of cravings is being salt depleted, not having enough potassium in your diet. You will have cravings, and this is where vitamin deficiencies will play a part into all of that and making sure you get enough salt and potassium so that you're not confusing, because sometimes people are like, well, I felt blah, 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 but I had a piece of cheese and I felt better. So obviously I was hungry. I'm like, it was probably the salt and the cheese.
Yeah.
Because if you take electrolytes, you'll have the exact same experience.
Yeah.
So you can save yourself the fat and the calories if you're fasting and have electrolytes and have that same sort of positive experience.
That's right.
Positive.
Okay, so I wanted to get back into sort of like what ingredients to avoid, because a lot of the times it can get kind of tricky, right? You look at things like tapioca starch. This is our #1 keto ingredient. They put it in everything. Okay, so here's the deal with tapioca starch. It is twice as bad for you on a glycemic index as sugar. So sugar is 60, tapioca starch is 120. So when you talk about a blood sugar spike, right, you have sugar and then you have tapioca starch.
Is tapioca starch maltodextrin? Is that the?
No, tapioca starch is an actual starch from tapioca.
Because maltodextrin is also made from tapioca.
You can have different types of maltodextrin. You can have corn maltodextrin, tapioca. Anyways, what you'll see in these keto foods, a few things to definitely look out for. You're going to see things like tapioca fiber, tapioca starch. You're going to see canola oil, vegetable oil. Definitely stay away from any sort of seed oils. And I know this is a huge argument with a lot of controversy. It's just an oil. There's X amount of calories. All oils are the same, and it's not true. You can watch this crazy video. It's called How Canola Oil is Made, and you watch them pour hexane and bleach and all these things and how inflammatory that is to the body. You don't even know on a personal basis until you cut it out and then add it back in, and that's the only thing you need to know. And this is what's so irritating about like people debunking all of this, right?
Yeah.
Instead of spending all your time debunking per the science, why don't you actually do it yourself and then see it for yourself? Because you'll see the inflammation that it causes, the blood sugar, the insulin resistance, all of that can't be debunked with a piece of paper when people are experiencing these things firsthand. And I'm sorry, but personal experience trumps a study that was paid for by Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Boom.
There's
Boom.
a
Mic
crazy
drop. Sorry. Boom.
drop the mic.
Drop the mic,
Mic,
pick it up,
break
and
it.
let's continue.
Break it. We got to buy a new one. Except this time more quality. Don't drop the next one.
No, but that brings me to artificial flavors. That's going to be your
This
next
one is insane.
big thing to avoid, because that when we have a flavor company and they are flavorists. They've been flavorists for 30, 50 years, whatever.
But are they
right?
flavorful?
They're flavorful.
Okay.
And I asked the guy, I said, he's the owner. I said, can I ask you a question? Can you please explain to me the difference between natural and artificial flavors? And he was like, yes, we have both. And I said, good. Now, can you explain to me why one company would choose to use artificial flavors over another? And he said, sure, because natural flavors are about 14 times the price. And so they're trying to save money. And I said, that's wonderful. Let's compromise the health to save these billion-dollar corporations just a little bit more money, right? Yeah. And so anyway, that is, so what he said, the actual difference is that natural flavors are derived from plants. It's usually plant extracts, oils, and all of that. That's what natural flavors are. And yes, companies can hide behind natural flavors, but a company who's being transparent, a natural flavor is just that essence of a plant, right?
Yep.
Artificial flavors is derived from petroleum.
Where
The
gasoline is made.
Byproduct of the oil industry. That's what artificial flavors are. And so we get into this whole thing of like, we have these ingredients to avoid, right? So if we come up with like a little summary of ingredients to avoid, which I do have, by the way, on the free keto food list. I'm pretty sure there's ingredients to avoid on that. If not, I will add those and resend it to
I
everybody.
think every one of our books has that.
Okay. And then the Clean Keto for Beginners also does have an exact list of what ingredients to avoid. It's pretty lengthy.
Link below.
Yes. Link below.
It's free.
It's free.
It's
I mean,
clean.
you cannot go wrong. And then it gives you
It's
access to our keto community with 11,000 members now, by the way, and growing.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Whoop, whoop. So here's some of the things, if I could tell you, just sort of picking up things from the grocery store, which I go to 5 times a week by. Here's some things that I look for to avoid. So things from tapioca, things from soy, seed oils. So the only acceptable oils are going to be olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil. Sometimes there's a whole thing on that. So really you're safe with avocado and coconut oil because they're naturally oily, right? And then there is some debate about palm oil being good or bad. I haven't gotten quite to the bottom of that one yet, but it seems to be acceptable, especially if it's organic. Again, more information to come on that one soon. So yeah, your oils, you want to avoid artificial flavors. You want to avoid maltodextrin, things that are derived from corn. You want to make sure the product is non-GMO for the most part.
How would someone see maltodextrin? Because
a lot of the times you'll see it. It will be actually just plain there, a maltodextrin.
Because it's also hidden in natural flavors. Like when you see natural flavor, it's either a fiber or maltodextrin.
Yeah, so that's when it gets into sort of dissecting the nutrition facts and making sure that if you have something like an electrolyte powder and there's 2 grams of carbohydrates, it's something that you're going to want to go, okay, well, that's where that source is coming from. And I know for us as a supplier, I'm not as a supplier, but as a
retailer.
retailer, we don't always have access over what we can and can't get. And so when we are able to get a maltodextrin free flavor, we will put it on the stamp there. Now, I do realize that not every single person who purchases from us is 100% into making sure there's 0 carbs in everything they touch. And so for somebody on a regular diet, 2 carbohydrates is nothing in the grand scheme of things, right? But this is where you get into being able to learn per the ingredients what's actually in it on the nutrition facts. And so then you have the argument also for newbies on total carbs versus net carbs.
Yeah.
What I always tell people is you can go by net carbs in the beginning. When you're first starting out on keto and it says, there's 39 carbohydrates, but there's only 1 net carb, you can experiment with that and try that out and see how it works for you. If you stall, that's when I say start counting total and don't count. Because if you can lose doing net carbs, do that because it's significantly easier, right? But because they're going to minus the sugar alcohols from that, and they're going to minus the fiber from that.
Barker, you're going to need to pull up what net carbs is.
Yeah, the total carbs versus net carbs.
Yeah, so total I guess a lot of people don't know, so I'm going to just say, so you have total carbs, right? And let's give an example of these gummy bears. So there are 39 total carbs. Then there's like 14 grams of fiber. And then there's like 14 grams of sugar alcohol, right? And so that leaves you with whatever. I don't know what I said.
3 grams.
That'll leave you with like 3 grams of net carbs. And that's the total carbs that should affect your blood sugar, right? But what we know is that everybody is completely different. We are all built differently. If you have some sort of intestinal issue, having that much fiber at once might not be a good thing for you. So you would want to be one of those people who would count total carbs, not net carbs, right? So yeah, that's what total carbs are. It's the subtraction of the sugar alcohols and the dietary fiber from the total carbohydrates of what would affect your blood sugar.
Yeah, so the dietary fiber goes through your entire bodies. The thing that So like we went on this campaign basically where we're going to say we're going to no longer do maltodextrin. But what we got into with you is that, okay, we handled the blood sugar, but now you have SIBO and now you have fermentation in the lower intestine.
I don't want to say now I have SIBO. Like looking back, I've always had SIBO from like the last 20 years, right?
Okay, so now or thin, doesn't matter. So what I'm saying is that like,
but it was just the way you worded it. It was like now you've developed SIBO from doing.
Okay, well you have SIBO.
You've always had SIBO.
No.
You've always had SIBO.
Sounds like a nice thing. It sounds like a cute little pet elephant, but it's not.
Hi, SIBO.
Hey, SIBO boy.
This commercial is brought to you by SIBO.
Hey, SIBO.
So you have this small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and what happens is if you have too much fiber, then it creates these like bacteria. This bad bacteria makes it worse. And it can ferment in your lower intestine. You're feeling drunk because you're having fiber.
Too much fiber. So
that was crazy.
With somebody in that situation, you would find that maltodextrin would cause less of a reaction than a fiber. So in that situation, that's why I'm saying that it all comes down to bio individuality. Every single person is built completely different. Every person will have a different tolerance to carbohydrates. Some people have to count total carbs. Some people will have to count net carbs. Each person is going to be different. But when it comes down to ingredients, you can really play it safe by looking at the ingredients and making sure the ingredients are keto. Like make sure there's no aspartame, sucralose, vegetable oils, tapioca, maltodextrin.
MSG for sure.
MSG, your food should really have very limited ingredients. I mean, your beef should just be beef. Your chicken should just be chicken. Your eggs should just be eggs.
How long did it take you to find cream that just was cream?
I was just going to say your cream should just be cream, because what you'll find, almost all of the creams the heavy creams at Walmart are milk, cream, polysorbate 80, carrageenan, mono and diglycerides. You pick it up and you're like, bro, I was just trying to get some heavy cream.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just trying to get some heavy cream, yo. What is this? This is not what I ordered. And you'll find that, okay, you have to get that little guy, that little Organic Valley one for $6 in order to get that. And even then, that has gums in it.
Well, it's weird. It's weird that the thing that has less stuff in it costs more. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
You added other things.
We're not even going to get into all that.
Anyway.
It's because anyway, so
it's hard finding keto ketchup, keto mayo, keto cream.
It's rare.
I am going to make a list of it all. coming soon. I'm going to make a list of it all, coming down to the mayonnaise, the beef jerky, everything that is acceptable. And it's really sad because they're so hard to find. I mean, like,
Yeah.
first of all, they're so hard to find. Second of all, they're expensive. But what I realized, I was telling this to somebody the other day, is that people think that over time our food prices haven't increased that much because what they've been able to do, right, to be able to keep bread so cheap and milk so cheap and all that, is they've just completely diminished the quality of it.
Yeah.
Now, the quality of what we used to buy 40 years ago versus now is basically the organic version. So now we have $9 organic milk. See, that's how much prices have actually increased, is going from, 50 cents a gallon to milk to $9, not from 50 cents to $4 or to $3. It's the 0 to 9, but they've been able to sort of engineer foods in a way and fill them with so much other stuff, like the heavy cream, fill it with carrageenan, fill it with water, fill it with this, fill it with that, to make it a lower quality product to match the price. They did this with eggs, right? Look at what they're doing with eggs. Like, how can you get 99-cent eggs? Oh, because look at the yolks. They're like white.
Yeah.
It's so bad. So yeah, again,
The other problem is that when you have like a brand that you like, so like the other day we saw Stevia in the raw, and the second ingredient in Stevia in the raw now is sugar.
it's not now. I'm
saw
sure it was
that.
always that way.
I saw that you guys posted that.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's like one of those
You
things.
say-
literally stevia in the title, man.
Yeah.
It's
you
not-
see my
it's
little
not just Stevia.
food
You were the chosen one, Anakin. You were supposed to bring balance to the
No.
force.
They
Yeah, that's right.
Indeed did not bring balance to the
They
force.
did not. They snuck it in there because they say in the raw. You think, okay, in the raw, what is that actually communicating? It's just raw stevia. And no way. Nope, they mixed it with sugars.
Here's the deal about stevia, by the way. If you're paying $4 for stevia, it's not stevia, boom. No, it really, stevia should be about $25 or $30 if it's actually stevia, and it should be about 900 servings. So this is what stevia actually
Oh
is.
yeah, when Dad has the stevia and it's not like a scoop.
No.
But he has to like take the tip of a fork.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he has to like touch the
Yeah.
tip of the fork and then mix that in his coffee, and you're like, this is too sweet.
Yeah.
It's,
no, that's
it's
right. That's
extremely
pure stevia.
sweet, and that is pure stevia. Monk fruit is the same way. It is such a minuscule amount. I think they put like 0.0003 grams is how much it is. It's such a tiny amount. And so when you're getting these packets and you're pouring them, it's not stevia, bro.
So the thing is that if you see a label that says pure stevia, you always got to look at that
You
ingredient.
say liars.
Well, look and see, is this actually stevia? But then the thing is that most people who sell this stuff don't even know what those ingredients have. They might actually think that they're buying stevia and that they're putting pure stevia in it, but they don't realize that
And
it's
that
actually
gets back
mixed.
into the sort of ingredients have ingredients in.
Yeah, that's right. And these retailers, I would say most of them don't even know what ingredients they're putting into their thing. Like they don't understand that, okay, the stevia they just bought from this manufacturer is mixed with maltodextrin.
No.
But they will not tell you that it's mixed with maltodextrin unless you ask, and then sometimes they won't tell you.
Yeah, it's a crazy.
And so these retailers really have no idea what they're doing.
No, and they don't care because it's all about the money, money, money.
That's right.
We just want your money, money, money.
That's right. But then there's people that do care and still don't know.
Walmart.
We care.
We care.
I like how we all took a drink break at the exact same time.
Cheers.
I was gonna say, like, it sounds overwhelming, and it really does sound like, oh my God, my whole grocery shopping life is different now. And
It's a
blah, blah,
lie.
blah.
It's a
But
lie.
it's just, it's not that hard. I mean, once you know to look out for, there's a ton of things, but there's like 5 main things I'm estimating to look out for. Like, hey, look out for these 5 things,
Yeah.
And when
If
you
something
go and
has,
you
like,
pick
12
something up and you just turn it around and you just scan, and that's kind of become Kendra and I's shopping trip. She goes, well, what about this? And I look, oh, nope, that's not it. Because I remember you were like,
That ain't it.
oh, well, yogurt's not keto. And I'm like, nope, this yogurt is. I don't remember what the brand is.
I know which one it is. Yeah.
Yeah, you were like, yogurt's not keto. I was like, nope, this one's fine. We looked, no tapioca starch, none of this. It's really just like, 5, 6 ingredients. That's good yogurt. Anyway,
That's some good yogurt.
that's really what you're looking for. If the ingredients list is
Keto.
is this long, it's almost certainly not. But if it's shorter, you're going, oh great, short, probably a good start. Wait, maltodextrin. Wait, tapioca starch.
Yeah, the other thing is that when someone gets a free keto food list or clean keto for beginners, they get access to the group, and then they'll send a picture into this group, and they'll say, hey, is this good or not? And then within about 1 to 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes, they'll be like, no, yes, yes, no. Oh my God, I had that and it's delicious.
Yeah.
So the support group actually, for $15 to get the book, the support group is massive.
Yeah, but they can get into the group for free if they just get the list. I just
right.
And the only reason I do that is just to keep the spammers out, by the way. It's just like, go download this list from my website, prove that you're a real person, and we'll let you in the group. It's like,
this is going to be our marriage quiz. Are you ready?
White or black panties? Go.
No. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. What is your favorite electrolytes? 3, 2, 1. Watermelon. Damn it. I was wrong. I thought you were going to go with watermelon. I thought you were going to switch it.
No, because the watermelon is always sold out and I can never have it here. And I'm always going through all of our supplement cabinets and it's never there. And so now I'm done.
So you know what though?
What?
Is that we actually have a lot of watermelon in stock.
So then how come we have none here?
Because we use it so fast and it's Finney's favorite.
Okay, we really need the family size. We need that family size.
Do you not have family size electrolytes?
We're waiting
not yet
on it from our supplier, but we are like really anxiously waiting.
Yeah, we were supposed to get this a while back.
You know why? For the family size, it's 4 for the price of 3. So you save $35 by getting the big one. And I'm trying to do that.
Yeah,
I'm on a budget.
Me too.
I'm trying to save that paper.
I'm
not trying to spend on my bread.
No, I'm not.
Apple, I think apple is probably it's kind of a close tie. Like I have to go back between watermelon and apple. But then sometimes a pineapple. Pineapple is really good too.
This is a fantastic ad. I love this. I'm putting this in.
It's kind of chill.
End of ad, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we talked about ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing no one's really asked for, but I think people need. And I saw it on your Instagram, Tiffany. Maybe it was your TikTok. The guy ate Cheerios.
Yes.
And then his my God,
Jason, the blood sugar king. I love him.
Is that his name?
Yes, I love him.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We should ask him if he wants
I
to
tell him every day. Like I have an emotional bond with him over the internet. Here's why. Because he does what I am unwilling to do. He sacrifices his body. He knows. And I nearly cried the other day watching his one on Cheerios when he did his little segment on the kids.
What's his name?
Jason Whittick.
Jason, comment below or contact us. We want to have you on an episode.
Yeah.
We really do. I can see it in Tiffany's eyes. This is not scripted, Jason.
No, he did a Monster energy drink this morning. And so he showed how his blood sugar went down kind of significantly, which is an insulin response. Mm-hmm. And I asked him, I said, so how did that make you feel? Like, I'm interested to know what came after that. And he was like, yeah, no, my wife said I was irritable and hangry, something like that. I have to go back and look. But I was just like, dude, this is the thing, bro. It's like people don't even realize this is what's happening to them.
It's not just that. So the thing that got me more than anything,
the kids.
The poverty. The obesity and poverty.
There's a higher rate of obesity and poverty.
And to say that a child is overweight because they eat too much. And he's like, bro, they don't even have food. Yeah. It's not because they're eating too much. They don't have the quality of food and they're gaining weight because these damn Cheerios that are claiming to be heart healthy, sponsored by the American Medical Association, whatever the heck is going on over there. I don't freaking know or care. Yeah. 130 calories. He's like, you notice they make 130 calories big and bold to let you know that this is like a weight loss food, right? But really, like what it does to your blood sugar and the fact that our kids, if you think about what's in school lunches for free, what they're giving them like Cheerios, chocolate milk and juice, maybe some grapes on the side. Their blood sugar goes freaking through the roof, come crashing down. And like an hour or two later, they're starving, they're hangry, they're in a bad mood. So then they're getting in trouble and they're having a hard time learning. And it's this vicious cycle, all because of that damn 130 calories listed on there in big, bold letters. Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of the times these poor babies who are obese, it's not because they're eating so much, right? It's because the quality of their food is poor. And that's the thing. When you see like, anyways, I don't know what to say. It's sad.
Oh, I guess that was the end.
That was dark.
So this morning I did a little comparison on our chocolate greens nutrition facts, which is 1 net carb, 0 sugar, 10 calories, 15 calories, versus what we grew up drinking. Nesquik.
I remember that.
Stop.
That's
Why
not
would
the-
we eat the powder for fun? I hate that.
You
Why would we just
Oh my
pour the
God.
powder and down our throats?
Dear
dude,
God.
dude. Oh my God. I'm now realizing my entire childhood
Was a lie.
was a lie.
It was a lie.
Fruity Pebbles,
Stop,
which
I'm
are
ca-
basically just like sugar
Stop.
flakes, Cocoa
Yeah.
Puffs,
Stop. I'm calling the
Cuckoo
police.
for Cocoa Puffs, Captain Crunch.
Mm-mm.
I'm now realizing I could probably say I've never been this healthy. Not that I don't have more weight to lose. I've lost 60 pounds. I have about another 30.
Throw that in there for
Nice.
some
Boom, boom,
admiration.
But some self-promotion there, some uncharacteristic self-promotion. But
That's
I am now realizing as a kid, the things you feed your kids, Honey Nut Cheerios and oh my, you're just because you said the Nesquik, it made me think of Cocoa Puffs, which made me think of Trix, which
Yeah.
made me think of Captain Crunch and like literal Cookie Crisp, which is cookies for breakfast.
Shrunk with added fake folic acid to make you think it's okay.
How do we not realize?
Enriched.
And they do that. How is it legal to do an ad that says part of this balanced breakfast?
Yeah.
Hey, that leads me to the next thing. They're now labeling, they have forced in Mexico the removal of characters on cereal boxes because it's baiting children for an unhealthy lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Daddy Daycare?
Yes.
You remember when the corporation is like he's looking at the box and he goes, "This makes me think sugar. I don't want to feed my kids this. This is just pure sugar. What parent's going to want to do this?" And then the guy's like, well, of course, yeah, every parent's going to think that until the kid yells and screams and bashes their head against the ground and demands the parent get them this cereal.
I forgot because it's so normal.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what that is. So good on Mexico because I'm sure that's what we think about. Like, oh my God, the silly rabbit tricks are for kids. Like, who thought of that? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's most likely some eyes wide shut party corporate boardroom guy
Yeah.
that's just going like, yo, these kids are going to break the cart and tear the aisle apart.
And they
because of
do.
the rabbit.
Yeah.
And they do. I will tell you right now, prior to keto, and my kids are keto-ish, I want to say, please don't call child services. Because they eat tons of fruit and everything else. And I know like pretty much they've made it like where you're not allowed to do anything. Your kids have to be on a standard American diet or else. Anyways, let me just get that out there. You can just clip that out. But yes, they do. Prior to us converting to a healthy lifestyle, my kids absolutely would throw crazy tantrums if I wouldn't get them the super high volume.
Do you remember when Paris, our little sister, didn't eat for 8 days because she couldn't have frozen chicken nuggets?
I
Ooh.
don't remember, but I would tell you, going through what I've been through with my kids, that I'm not surprised.
She lost 24 pounds or something like that.
Yeah,
she
that's-
refused to eat
Yeah,
unless it was the frozen chicken
Yeah.
nuggets.
that's a long time. So that's a long time. Anyways, I want to tell you the other part of that story. They also have now in Mexico put symbols on there that say excess calories, excess sugar, and other things. And I'm just like, why can we not do that here? Right. And of course, everybody already knows the answer to that. You can read the comments on my Instagram post. It's pretty easy to understand why America has not done that yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the money, money, money. We just want your money, money, money.
That's right.
Anyway, I went off on a little tirade there. I got mad. I started yelling. I was like a news anchor from network.
That's right. From the network.
Just call him Anchorman, Ron.
So
Burgundy.
my favorite character, like I have a favorite character.
It's you.
It is Frosted Flakes.
Stop.
Tony the
Tony
Tiger.
the Tiger. Oh
He said-
my God. Frosted Flakes is literally just sugar-covered carbs.
It is. So he says they're great.
Great.
And how can you hate that guy?
Stop.
You
He's so
can't.
cute, but
Oh
he's
my God.
I
Yeah.
always
I didn't
wanted-
even like Frosted Flakes.
Me
but
neither.
I ate them because of Tony the Tiger.
Tony the Tiger was my favorite.
What about Captain Crunch? I like that guy.
He was kind of okay.
He was okay.
What about the clown from McDonald's? Because I loved him.
Ronald McDonald?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what Grimace.
Grimace.
And there's another one I'm missing.
There's Grimace. There's Ronald McDonald. They had a Sega Genesis video game about this. You played with these different characters. It's pretty cool.
Anyway, so that's a thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that is the crazy thing because now there's other countries that, and not only are they taking away the characters, but they're putting these big black, like, triangles.
Yeah, it's like basically warning.
Warning.
Caution.
High sugar.
And the argument from some people is that that would never stop people from buying it. But a lot of people said that they had picked it up and they were going to put it in their cart and it made them second guess. They put it back. And so as much people want to say is that would make no impact, it actually does.
Well, yeah, I think it absolutely would.
Yeah.
Purely, even if the parents, even if all that stuff and the parents didn't stop, a lot of the kids would stop asking for it. Because now that you brought up Tony the Tiger, right? I mean, how many girls had their first childhood crush on that tiger?
Yeah. I don't know. That's kind of weird. I'm not sure about that.
No,
one.
I was just kidding. It was a reference to a TV show where the girl says her first crush was on Simba. Anyway, teenage
I
Simba.
could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Simba's a player.
Any new girlfriends out there, where they at? Anyway, point is, how many? I'm realizing I ate Frosted Flakes purely because of Tony the Tiger. I ate Cocoa Puffs, even though I didn't like them. They ripped the roof of my mouth up to
God,
shreds.
why did they do
I
that?
love
Oh,
that.
it hurt.
They put fiberglass in it.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs,
Yeah. So I think this is kind of what my idea has been recently is that I think food's going to go through a similar cycle as cigarettes. Because cigarettes, doctors said, yeah, this is what you need to do. It's cool. Oh, I'm going to promote this. I'm a doctor. And then they're like 30 years later, they're like, oh, yeah, but it gives you cancer and it gives you heart disease and it gives you these things. And anyways, I think food is going to get found out pretty soon.
I think so too. They said probably by 2000, and they said it takes about 50 years, right? So you see right now, there are quite a bit of people and doctors and influencers who are coming out, carnivores, who are realizing that all of these sort of conditions and everything that they've been living with that are new for us since the 1970s. We have an epidemic in psoriasis and eczema and acne and cystic acne and all these things, right? And so they're starting to realize the connection that all of these things have to diet. And I think that the more and more and more people that talk about it and make it mainstream, usually it's 50 years from that point that it
been
becomes
going on
normal.
Since 91.
Which part?
That's when we basically said this is an epidemic. Obesity is an epidemic.
By the way, that was 21 years it took because it started in 1970. There's all of the graphs that show the day that it started.
I think it was just the exponential spike from 91 to 98 was what that made them go like, oh my, because it was a 12% of the population increase to being obese. And now, as of today, we're at 40% of adults age over 20. 93.3 million people are obese.
That's crazy.
It's when you go out, you look around, and you're starting to realize it's nearly everyone now. And then now, it was not something we really noticed so much before until we basically found all this information out. And then that kind of opened our eyes to start observing the environment around us, going, oh my gosh, like when you go out and you get food at like a carnival or whatever, stop. I didn't even tell you guys this. I was driving down the road the other day. Why is there it's carnival food? I'm like, there's no carnival, but it's a whole thing of carnival food. And I was at the light and I was like, there's no way a human being in their right mind would stop there and grab a fun. No way. I can't deal with that.
And did you go in and see how many people were there?
Absolutely not. I just couldn't even believe it.
She's like, I stopped. I grabbed a funnel cake, but I was furious.
I was mad about it.
Absolutely.
So did you were there any cars in the parking lot? Was this a restaurant?
So basically on the side of the road, there was a gas station that they maybe went out of business or whatever because of hashtag gas prices.
Hashtag gas prices. Too expensive.
Yeah. And it was just carnival food. It was like funnel cakes and donuts, fried Oreos and whatever. And anyways, I had a heart attack just looking.
I want to go there. I want to see what's happening over there.
Just so people understand, like too, for like the people who are newer to my channel, we do not have cheat days. We don't have cheat meals. We don't. So Jonathan is like purely joking.
Yeah. It's never happened.
We don't do it. I'm going to tell you why. I took a survey. 80% of people who have a cheat meal It is the end of their journey.
Yeah.
If they're on their health journey or weight loss journey, consider that the end. 80% of people, I say to the 20% of you who it doesn't throw you off track, congratulations. But understand that if you are the one out of in the 80%, you are normal. There is nothing wrong with you. The food is designed to be addicting. The food is designed to keep your brain asking for more. And so there's nothing wrong with you. And don't you dare let anybody tell you that there is. Boom.
Amen.
Yeah. I mean, this is obviously an over dramatization, but getting mad at yourself because you're having a hard time quitting delicious foods is a bit like saying like, well, I took crack and it affected me. It shouldn't have affected me.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I don't waste time arguing with these other influencers anymore, but they say every day, moderation, moderation, moderation. Yeah. The argument is that, bro, your little moderation with breakfast, lunch, dinner, the toothpaste, the shampoo, the conditioner, the chemicals you're using to clean your car and your house, your little moderation adds up to a lot of chemicals on a daily basis. And if it's once a day and making your brain go on this crazy glucose roller coaster. By the way, the guy who did this blood sugar experiment, he is a perfectly healthy, metabolically healthy, and always has been individual. And that's why he is so important in this community, because he's saying, I am not unhealthy. I am healthy. And this is the way it affects me. Yeah. Imagine someone who is unhealthy, what it does to them, right? Because if it goes bing, bing to him, you know that in someone like me, that's going to basically take me out for the day. If it does that to him, you know?
Went from like 90 to 170 or something like that.
Something crazy.
Yeah,
something
that's
insane.
A lot of sugar in the blood.
And people go, oh, a little spike is normal. Yeah, that's not a little spike, first of all. And second of all, it's a mountain. Second of all, your body should be able to take it up, bring it back down, take it up, bring it back down. If it does this at a normal level, then you don't end up with insulin resistance. But too big of a spike too often is what leads you to insulin resistance.
And these are the foods that create, I call it food addiction. I think it should be communicated more about this because, you know, people see cigarettes and they say addiction, and addiction has a really negative connotation. And it should, because your body is actually addicted to this stuff. But foods are extremely, extremely addictive. And, you know, whenever you're actually getting on clean keto or carnivore and you're getting rid of all these foods, you're actually getting rid of an addiction.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It is. And you don't know. And I want to ask you, I'm going to ask both of you.
Okay.
Yes.
I have not had the desire to have a donut or a pizza one time. What about you?
So, no, because you've basically covered a lot of bases with the books. And so if we ever wanted some sort of dessert, we can make it keto.
Yeah.
And you have keto pizza and the cheese crust. Keto pizza, that is the best.
Fathead dough.
Bomb. So I personally haven't, because I know that anytime we want it, we can just have a keto version of it. Right. And it tastes better than the synthetic version anyways.
It's true. And you don't feel like crap after, which is my favorite part.
That is my favorite part.
Anyways, what about you, since you've been like really strict on it? Not counting before.
Yeah, I would say surprisingly a little bit more so after doing full OMAD. And I think what that is for me more than anything is that there is a oral fixation with eating.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're only eating once a day, and I'm OMAD. I'm not like a 4-hour eating window. I have essentially half an hour, at most an hour, to eat everything, and it is one meal.
Yeah.
It's sometimes huge, sometimes small. I think for me it's more about I want to put something in my sounds
no, I've talked about it. Mouth. Oral fixation where you're just constantly
I wanna have something in my mouth. I wanna do something. Maybe I'm bored or something like that. But I want to eat, and I don't. Yeah, sure. It could be pizza. It could be donuts. It could be whatever. Right? If it was a steak, I'd want to do that. But obviously, when you want something, not because you're hungry, because I'm not hungry. Right? I mean, what is it? It's 2:00 right now. I haven't eaten at all today, and I'm not hungry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not tired. I'm full of energy. But like.
That's the best part. Not getting tired from the food you eat anyway.
I woke up at 5:00 this morning just because
spring chicken.
My body, and my body was just like, yo, you're done sleeping. And I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, bump it up, doop, dap, dip, scap, do. Anyway.
That's my favorite part of keto, by the way.
Yeah.
But when I was doing 2 meals a day or an 8-hour window or a 4-hour window, I had almost none of that. I think it's less so about the fact that it is a donut or it is a whatever, and more just so like I want food because I want food, not because I'm hungry. I just want food because I want food to want food.
That's why. So there's these kind of natural like sweet cravings that you get from doing the American diet for so long. That's why we tell people to learn to, before doing OMAD. You know, if someone asks us, hey, should I start with OMAD? We say, no, you need to learn to cook. You need to be able to satiate any food desire that you have, because it is extremely important to know that if you're doing OMAD, okay, I can go make this delicious thing, this, and I have these options at the store, and I have this. You know, like while you're doing OMAD, you need to have that foundation of knowing how to prepare food.
I have like 3 restaurants that I'm like, okay, cool. They don't use those oils in their blue cheese dressing. Their blue cheese dressing is homemade and it has the exact right things. And I found out, and their gyro meat, or however you're supposed to say it, doesn't have. Sometimes they put flour in it to like
breadcrumbs.
Breadcrumbs, do good, and it doesn't have that. And so I eat this here, and this here, and that's like my eating out. I go to that grill and I get 2. Everyone, the waiters are always like, anytime I go, because I always get 2 things, and they just watch me like eat the whole thing right then and there.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, this guy's gonna.
How did you find their ingredients?
I ask thoroughly, and if they don't know the answer, I don't order that thing.
Yeah, I've had them lie to me.
Yeah.
I've had them lie to me.
Typically, well, these are not chains.
See the ingredients.
They're mom and pop. They're not chains. They're mom and pop.
I would ask to see the ingredients somehow, some way, or we go to the person who's making it.
Take me to your kitchen.
Yeah, I would.
Show me how you make
in
the blue
something
cheese.
like gyro meat, because I've never found one that doesn't put breadcrumbs ever.
Well, the gyro meat I know for sure. I would think because you can see it happening. They're just stacking it on the spit. You can.
I know, but when they put it on the spit, it's it's like meatloaf.
Like they inject it with breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
You see them take the lamb and then just
not
stick
lamb.
It on.
It's a mixture they put on the spit. The mixture.
But you can do gyro. You can do gyro by stacking lamb and then putting it on the circular rotisserie and then shaving it off.
But that is a mixture. The stuff that's on there, that solid brick that they shave off, is a mixture.
No, but this isn't that.
Oh, what is it?
This is what I just said, which is they have pieces of lamb, and sometimes it's lamb and beef depending on the day, but they have pieces of lamb that they stick on.
Did you tell them you have celiac? Tell them you have celiac and see if they still give it to you.
Okay.
Because if they tell you
Kendra has, and she says that she can't have gluten. She has Crohn's disease.
Okay, well, I'm going to find out, because I would die for some gyro meat.
Gyro.
I have a rotisserie. We can just make some.
No.
It's the year of gyro.
Anyways, so...
We got really off topic there.
I'm sorry, you can cut that all out. I was just interested.
Hot topic.
So yeah, we have we definitely figured out how to make pumpkin cream cheese muffins, chocolate chip cookies that are so freaking good, and there is no less satisfaction when eating them, but there's no crash afterwards.
You made these donuts too this one
the next
time,
day.
and I'm mad at you because you haven't made them since.
I remember those donuts. They were so good.
You made 3 or 4 different types.
I've been so not addicted to food lately that I have no desire to make any of that. I'm like, I have some hamburger meat on the grill with some cheese, and I'm so satisfied. I don't even have the desire to make keto treats anymore. In the beginning, I did a lot, but now I'm just like, okay, that's true.
Okay, but when's the last time?
Rebel ice cream.
She gets Rebel ice cream.
my heart.
Rebel ice cream is the bomb.
When is the last time that you had the little bagel bites?
Holiday. The last holiday.
Oh,
holiday hoobity
what? Most delicious things ever. Anyway, we are running out of time.
Yeah,
so let's do some wrap-ups here.
Is Finney awake?
Oh.
Okay, so my wrap up for the day is that I understand keto can be hard, overwhelming, and there's so much wrong information, misleading information. And I know all of the new and upcoming dietitians are all anti-keto. And so it makes things so much more confusing and so much harder to just figure this whole thing out. Here's what it comes down to. following the ketogenic diet to manage your blood sugar, okay? You can make weight loss is a side effect, whatever. Getting your health together is the priority. And the way that you're going to do that is by monitoring your ingredients, eating natural foods, trying to stick to cooking at home 99% of the time. If there's a special occasion, figuring out a way to eat keto on the ingredients. Just really, again, minimal ingredients, no sugar, tapioca, all that. Look for non-GMO. Try to get non-GMO. I will work on a food brands list that I've found for like ketchup and mayonnaise and ice cream and all that for people who don't want to necessarily make all the things themselves. Because again, you can make homemade mayonnaise without the sugar and soybean oil. So I'll work on that. But yeah, don't overcomplicate it. So many people overcomplicate it, and it really, like, if you stick to meat and cheese, not pre-shredded, but meat and cheese and butter and olive oil and coconut oil and a salad, and make your own dressing at home with like lemon and olive oil, salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Just stick to making it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. If you need recipes, grab the Clean Keto for beginners. We're going to get the chocolate chip cookies and do all that. And it's so easy. I'm not a chef, you guys. I don't do the chef thing. I just like to throw simple ingredients together. Cool thing about keto is it's really just the same 20 ingredients used different ways over and over and over. So you don't even have to buy a lot.
Yeah.
Incorporate 12 hours every night of every day of intermittent fasting through the night. Start at 8 p.m. until you do 8 a.m. If you think that that is unbearable to do, if the thought of that kills you the way that it did me in the beginning, you've got blood sugar issues, baby. We got to fix that.
And Jonathan, what are your closing arguments?
So my closing argument is that I don't believe any of... No, I'm joking. So, yeah, the thing is with starting to do clean keto.
Could we call it Cleto?
I don't think so.
Yes!
I always say Cleto.
Oh my God.
What diet do you follow?
But I heard...
Hey, what diet do you follow?
I'm on
Cleto.
Cleto.
Hey, what diet do you follow?
Cleto.
I'm on Cleto.
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 And can we
Jinx!
custom make cleats that say My Adventure to Fit?
Yes. Any more closing arguments?
All right, well, my
Yeah.
closing argument.
Yeah, well, I got derailed, so I don't know. I don't
Anyways,
even know where I am anymore.
One more really important thing.
Yeah.
It is so important to follow me on Instagram.
Yes.
It is so important to follow
And
me
to
on there.
subscribe. down below.
Subscribe on YouTube, and you're gonna get the long form. And when you don't, and then you're gonna listen to that in your car or wherever when you're cleaning, blah blah blah. When you're going for a walk, that's gonna be the time you can listen to that. On Instagram, that's when I duet really important information, right? Like from other people who found really important information, sharing things on my stories. Also do a contest now for free chocolate greens because they're so freaking good.
Oh, yes. Speaking of which, we do contests on these videos. So comment down below.
Yeah.
Random person gets chocolate greens.
On
Love
this
that.
one?
On this one.
Oh my gosh, another opportunity.
That's great.
He just made that up.
Yeah.
I didn't? We did. Well, yeah, I did.
We didn't decide, but you know what?
You know what?
I'm fine.
calling
I'll
it.
go with that.
Let's do
Comment
it.
below, and a random commenter.
Chocolate greens is my
Just
favorite.
literally put a
Greens.
brown heart emoji.
Out of all the things, I have chocolate greens 4 times a day with coffee. You know what I mean?
That's a little too steep.
Like and comment the video because a lot of you don't know this, but when you do both of those things, YouTube counts it as 4 likes.
Stop. I love
Wow.
it. So subscribe, comment.
If you like, subscribe, and comment, it counts it as 16 likes. That's the equivalent.
But I will
Wowzers.
say, I've been really trying hard. I've been giving it my all lately to inform people on Instagram to get the information out to the most amount of people. Because I know not everybody is going to see it and make a change, but at least sometimes they're going to think about it or they're going to implement one of the things that's going to change their whole lives. And I've been really putting an effort into doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, my closing argument is this.
Happy to have you here.
Happy to have you here. I've been thinking about something that would break YouTube. And comment below if you want me to try doing that because I think we could do it. I think we could get a video with 55 million views, but you would have to want to contribute, guys. So comment below.
That's mysterious.
Yeah.
Comment below if that's a segment, a minute-long segment that you'd be curious in me doing because it works, but it requires an army.
Makes me nervous.
Of about 200-300 people.
Makes me nervous.
Yeah. Parker told me about it earlier.
That's my closing arguments. Mystery sandwich. Nom 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 nom.
Nom, 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 nom. Delicious.
Okay.